Okay, got it.
Right. Woo!
Thank
All right.
you.
Fun for people to watch.
Okay. Thank you. Hi. Get seated here. Welcome to Saturday morning yoga flow. Today we're going to start in a nice seated position. So just coming into a cross-legged position, making your sit bones nice and even on the ground, and taking a nice deep breath. Sitting nice and tall, allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ear. Maybe allowing the gaze to soften or eyes to close. As you exhale, making the exhale nice and slow. And feeling yourself release any tension as you come into this present moment with you and your body, bringing your awareness to your breath and to different points of tension around your body as you just come to settle in. Taking another deep inhale, drawing that breath into the belly. Carrying the breath up through the ribs, into the chest, giving yourself a full deep breath. And a nice slow release, exhale. On the next inhale, we'll go ahead, keeping our hands planted right on our knees. Here, we're just going to gently start to circle the body out over one knee, around through the center, over to the other knee and back up. So just a simple body circle movement here, going out over the knees and around. Switching directions. And coming back through center, we'll inhale, reach the arms all the way up, and exhale, just fold the body down over the legs. Trying to keep those sit bones on the ground so you can really get a nice deep stretch here. We'll inhale, come back up to a seated position. Taking this top leg, we're going to extend it straight out in front of us. Maybe it's to the side a little bit. Inhaling, reaching our arms up and directing our body to face that extended leg. And exhaling, taking a gentle half butterfly forward fold. Breathing deep here. Just feeling a release to the hamstring. Taking another deep breath. Seeing if you can fold just a little bit deeper. Maybe extend that right knee straight a little bit more. We'll inhale, come back up. And then we're going to place this left foot on top of this right thigh, just maybe grabbing it in your hand. We're just going to do a little up and down with this knee to start getting into the hips. Taking the left foot into your right hand, and we'll take our left hand to the left knee. And we're just going to kind of stir the soup a little bit. So bringing this ankle out and around, back, out and around. Just, again, getting into the hip, bringing your awareness to that hip, trying to lubricate it. And then we're going to hug this shin into our body. The left foot comes to the right elbow crease. We just hug, trying to keep that shin parallel to the ground and really hugging in as you try to keep your body straight upright. Taking a nice deep breath. And then we're going to exhale, release the left foot down the side over the right thigh, coming into a nice twist. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, elongate straight into the spine. And on the exhale, we'll do a twist out over to the left, bringing your gaze perhaps over that left shoulder. And taking a deep breath into the ribs and the belly here. Beautiful. Just taking a nice twist. See if you could go a little bit deeper. And then we'll exhale, releasing, come back. We're going to come right into a seated pose once again. Taking this extended leg, should now be on the bottom, while this bent knee should be on the top in our cross-legged. So we're coming back to our seated cross-legged position. This time, hopefully, you're in opposite leg position. And we're just going to start again with going body circles out and around the body, over the knees. When you're ready, switching direction. Beautiful. We're going to straighten this left leg, keeping this right foot tucked into the thigh. We'll inhale, reach our arms up nice and tall, elongating through that spine. And we'll exhale, hold over the extended leg, trying to make sure we pivot our body to really face the extended leg first. Deep breaths. Feeling the tension release. Maybe you can feel yourself folding a little bit deeper. We'll inhale, come back up, bringing this right foot on top of the left thigh. This time we'll take it to the other side, just moving this knee up and down, up and down. Just some gentle movement. Bringing this foot into the left hand, we'll now take our stirring the pot, stirring the soup motion with this foot, kind of bringing it back towards you, back towards your armpit, and out and around. Hugging this now, shin into the body, right foot comes into the left elbow crease, and we sit nice and tall. Inhaling, pulling, hugging in, feeling a sensation through the hip, through the glute. And okay. So coming back to center then. So we were just have this leg tucked. We were, this leg is straight, yep. And then we come back to center, perfect. We're gonna come just to extend our legs straight out in front of us, taking our head to toe pose. We kind of push our butt out a little bit. Inhale, reach our arms up, really elongating through our spine. And exhale, we fold, trying to not round through the spine, maybe bending the knees instead, trying to keep those shoulders pulled away from the ears, our chest open, not trying to round and hunch through that chest and back, open, straight. Just taking a deep inhale, and see if on the exhale you could fold just a little bit deeper. Maybe allow your body to just relax here. Maybe you soften the rigidness of the pose so much and you just become more relaxed. Inhale, we'll come back up. We're going to plant our hands right behind our hips, bending our knees. We'll inhale, press our hips up into a reverse tabletop. Maybe you let the head fall back if that's comfortable for you. And then we'll exhale, drop the hips, keeping straight elbows here, flex toes. We're going to pull the hips all the way back through in between our hands. but try to keep them hovering off the ground for a moment, and then exhale, release the hips to the ground. Bending at the knees, we'll come forward into our tabletop position. Let's just start with some wrist stretches, pointing the fingers back towards ourselves, pressing that back of the palm, the bottom of the palm into the mat. And then we'll move our hips slightly backwards to get a little bit of a deeper sensation. Wonderful. Switching the direction of the palm. So now we're coming onto the back of our hands. And just gently move the hips back a little bit. Bringing your hands back to the mat to normal. We'll take some head rotations, just allowing the head to come down to one shoulder, down the chin to fall down towards the chest and around. So just gentle head motions. If you'd like to bring the head all the way up and around, it's up to you. Just lubricating the neck, bringing your awareness and attention there now. And then we'll take our cat-cows. Inhale, we pull the navel down, open the chest, gaze up. And exhale, we tuck the pelvis, pull that navel up towards the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, open through the chest and the belly. And exhale, press those shoulder blades away from each other, tuck the pelvis. Round out the spine. Inhale, open the chest, pull the navel down. Exhale, pull that navel up, round out the spine. Wonderful. Coming back to a neutral position. We're just going to go ahead and extend this left leg straight, but keeping those toes planted. We want to press back into the heel. You should feel a little sensation through the hamstring. We're going to inhale, press, and hug the right knee in towards our chest, and lower it back down and kick the left leg up. So we drop the left foot to the ground. We press and pull the right knee into the chest, and then we plant the right knee and kick the left leg. Just 2 more times, pulling the knee into the chest, and then kicking the left leg, pulling that knee into the chest, and kicking the left leg. Coming to keep the left leg extended straight out, we're going to try to find our balance, keeping our right hand also extended. Well, actually, before you extend the left leg, the right hand, let's just go ahead, bend this right knee, and just draw a few circles with it. Extending straight through this left leg, right arm, we're trying to hold our bird dog, engage to the core. Perfect. So now the right hand is extended, left toes are extended, and we're just trying to find a nice balance here. Whenever you're ready, you can stay right here and just balance, or maybe you try to bend this back knee, this back left knee, and try to grab it with the right hand, pulling that foot in towards you. And then inhaling, kicking that foot up, back into your hand. We come into our tiger pose, really trying to open through the chest and gaze. And release the foot, extending back our bird dog. Bring the right hand to the ground. Now we keep left hand extended. We're going to come to our half move. Half. We're going to keep the right hand and be planted. And try to stack the left hip on top of the right hip. Flex back toes. Try to reach the right hand there to the sky. Exhale, we come back down into our tabletop with that left leg still extended. We'll hug this knee into the chest and step the foot all the way through into our low lunge. So coming into a low lunge, that front knee is stacked over the ankle. And you can kind of adjust how deep you want to take this low lunge with the back knee. So bringing it further or closer to you, depending on how intense you want to take the stretch. So just holding this here, let's go ahead and inhale, reach our arms up for a little bit more of an intense stretch. Maybe you'd like to do a little bit of a gentle back bend. Exhale, we'll come back down. From here, we're going to tuck the back toes, lifting off that back knee. We're going to pivot the back toes and just pivot our whole body. So we're coming into what's called a skandasana, where our right knee and toes are going to be pointing up. these left toes are kind of pointed at an angle 45 degrees out to the corner. And you can either just keep your hands planted here, feeling a stretch to that hip, or maybe you bring them up to your heart center, making this more of a balancing challenge. Releasing the hands now, we're going to release our hips down to the mat and take this left foot and just release it into our groin area, keeping it bent. We'll inhale, reach our arms up nice and tall. And then on the exhale, we'll take the left fingertips and reach them overhead for the right toes. Just trying to stack the shoulders, gaze up here. Getting a nice deep side stretch. We're going to hold it for a little bit. Breathing deep. We'll inhale, come all the way back up to center, planting that left hand right behind your right hip. We'll inhale, press the hips up, sweeping that arm. It's like a little counter pose. And exhale, we'll take it back down. We're going to once again pivot so that the back leg is once again, the knee and the toes are pointing downward, and we're facing the front of the mat. This left knee is bent into you, and it's automatically coming into our pigeon pose. In our pigeon pose, we really want to make sure to square our hips down to the ground. And you can keep this left foot really close to your groin, or if you'd like to take a little bit of more of an intense pose, you could try to push the left foot away from you, bringing it more in line with the top of the mat, more like a 90-degree angle in the knee. And still trying to really square those hips to the ground, you might feel deeper sensation through the hip and the glutes. We'll inhale, open the chest up, really getting nice and deep into this pigeon. And exhale, we'll allow the body to fold over. Adding some movement here, we'll inhale, push the body up, open the chest up. And exhale, fold over the bent knee. Inhale, we'll pull up. And exhale, bend over that knee. Let's pause here for a moment, taking a nice deep breath, letting any tension fall away. Inhaling, coming back up. We're going to plant the hands and just slide our foot back into our tabletop position. So nice and easy, we're going to take it right back to our tabletop. Extending here the right leg after you find your center. We're going to send the right leg, pressing into the heel, pressing into those toes. We'll inhale, press and lift that knee up into the chest. Exhale, release the knee down, kick that leg. Once again, we lift the knee into the chest, hug. Exhale, release it down, lift that leg. 2 more, we'll press that left knee into the chest. Exhale, lift the right leg. 1 more, press that left knee into the chest. Drop it and lift the right leg. Perfect. We'll bend the knee from here and just start adding some circles. Extending this right leg all the way straight now. We're going to go for our bird dog. So you can find your balance here, and whenever you feel ready, extending that left leg out. And just engaging your core, really just finding a nice balance here. And then if you ever feel ready, you can bend the back knee, try to grab the hand with the foot and the hand together. And then you're going to kick the foot into the hand, opening that chest, breathing deep into the belly. Just holding this tiger pose for a little bit. And then we'll exhale, release hand and foot, extending back out to our bird dog. Let's go ahead, release that right hand to the ground, and we'll come into our half moon, stacking the right hip on top of the left as we try to reach our right fingertips up to the sky. Maybe you're even able to look towards your right fingertips. It's a little bit of the balancing pose here. And then we'll exhale, release it down, coming back to our hips, square down. We're going to inhale, pull this right knee in towards our chest, step the right foot all the way through into our low lunge. So once again, we're finding our low lunge. finding that point that fits us the best. And then we're going to inhale, reach our arms all the way up into our low lunge. Let's go a little bit deeper. Maybe a gentle back bend. And we'll exhale, plant the hands down. Coming to tuck the back toes, rise off the back knee. We're going to pivot our body to face the left, opening up the hips and pointing that left toe and knee up to the sky. Keeping this right foot kind of pointed outwards, we're in our Skandasana. So maybe you keep the hands planted and maybe you bring them up to your heart. Just find your own Skandasana. And then we'll release the hips to the ground. Bring this right foot inside, in towards us, in towards our groin. And we're taking our side stretch here. We're inhaling, reaching our arms up. And on the exhale, letting that right fingertips come over towards the left toes. Stacking the shoulder, gazing up towards the sky. Well, pause here for a little bit, trying to get a little bit deeper. Inhale, we'll come all the way back up. We're going to plant the right hand behind us. Inhale, lift the hips. Open the chest, just take a quick counter pose. And then we'll exhale, bring the hips down. Turning to face the short edge of the mat as we were. We're coming right into our pigeon pose, really trying to square the hips to the ground, trying to make sure this back leg is centered in our mat, and adjusting this right foot and leg, knee, whatever, as much as intense as you'd like it to be. We're inhaling, opening the chest, really reaching that head high. Exhale, folding the body down. Adding some movement, inhale, opening the chest, lifting up. And exhale, folding the chest down. Once more, we inhale, lift the chest high. And exhale, release it down over the bent knee. We're just going to hold our pigeon pose for a moment or two here, a breath or two. Taking a deep breath, letting your body relax. Inhaling, we're going to come all the way back up, planting the hands out in front of us. We're just going to slide this knee back into our tabletop position, however you like. From here, coming in our tabletop, keeping our knees where they are, we're just going to lower, bending the elbows, lower our chest and chin to the mat, coming into our 8-limb pose. And then we'll inhale, pull the chest forward into our cobra, really drawing those shoulder blades together, engaging the glutes, gazing up, inhaling. And on the exhale, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the hips, and come back into our downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here, really pulling those heels towards the ground. It's starting to rain, pretty heavy here. Let's see. Okay. Heather, can you hear me? Okay. So I'm just going to end it a little bit early today just because it is starting to rain pretty bad. I have your AirPods. I have your AirPods. I left mine out in the rain. I have to get new ones, I think. I'm going to close the practice because it's starting to rain really bad. It's already 8:30, right? I did a 30-minute practice. Should be okay. Oh, okay. So we were in our downward dog, and unfortunately, because it's gonna be a bit rainy here, I'm gonna shorten the practice just like a little bit. So you can go ahead and just, well, maybe we'll go through one sun salutation just because it's a great stretch. We're in our downward facing dog, lifting our hips really high, allowing those shoulders to come away from the ears. That chest is pulling back towards the knee. We're going to inhale, lift the heels, bend the knee, and then we're going to pop it towards the front, or maybe you step it. We'll keep our feet hip distance, bending the knees. We'll let our upper body completely hang in our dangling pose. So really letting go of the upper body, the neck, everything hanging. Maybe giving yourself a little rock side to side. Inhaling, we're going to halfway lengthen through the spine, halfway lift, straighten through the knees. On the exhale, we'll take a full forward fold, nice and deep. On the inhale, we'll bend through the knees, gently lifting all the way up to standing. Inhale, reaching our arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Let's go through a sun salutation. Standing nice and tall, nice and straight. We're inhale, reach our arms overhead. Exhale with a straight spine, hinging from the hips. We'll take a forward fold. Inhaling, we're going to halfway lengthen through the spine. Exhale, we'll take a forward fold, planting the hands and stepping back into our plank position, elongating through the heels and the head, engaging the core here. Inhaling. On the exhale, we're going to lower the body, coming into a low push-up, bringing those elbows nice and close into our side. And then we'll inhale, open the chest up, pressing into an upward facing dog. On the exhale, we'll swing those hips back, coming into our downward facing dog. Oh, that felt nice. Taking a nice deep belly breath here, deep into the belly. And then open the mouth, let it go. Perfect. We're going to go ahead, bend the knees, bring the big toes together, and sit our hips back into our child's pose. Taking a nice relaxing breath here. And then we're going to inhale, come back to a seat position. And you can just make your way to an easy seated pose. It's like now the rain is stopping. I don't know what it wants to do right now. Yeah, let's just come to a butterfly, bringing the bottoms of our feet together, opening those knees out wide, maybe binding your hands around the feet. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. And exhale, maybe taking a little forward fold if it feels comfortable for you. Just getting into those hips. Inhale, lifting back up. We're going to straighten the right knee out to one side, straighten the left knee out to one side. And here we are in our dragon pose. You can just sit nice and tall here if you already feel sensation through the hips and the hamstrings. Or maybe you got to fold forward a little bit. Trying to make sure those knees and toes stay pointed upward. Taking a nice deep breath. And back up. Let's go ahead, just bend the knees, come into a nice seated position. So unfortunately, we're going to just close a little bit earlier today than the normal 15-minute class, just because it's a bit rainy and all my stuff is getting wet out here. I appreciate you for joining me so much. Hopefully you were able to get a pretty nice, good stretch. Morning go. Hopefully you're feeling ready for the day now. Yeah, let's take one more breath here together. Inhaling, reaching arms overhead, bringing palms together. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Just bow into yourself, bow into your practice, giving yourself lots of gratitude and thanks. I also thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.